our worship, we rise in our faith, we rise in our relationship. For those that are dating, you can stay behind. We'll get you married after this. Don't stress, we got you. We rise in our identity, but then we also need to rise in our leadership. We got to rise in our leadership. And for us, leadership is a lot like riding a bicycle. It's a lot like riding a bicycle. And when I started learning to ride a bicycle, I had some trainers on, and I had my dad and my mom that would walk behind me and help me. And then every now and then you would fall off and you'll get some roasties, and you get up and the next day you just show your friends and you tell them, yeah, I was driving the car and then I had an accident, but I'm better now, I'm all good. And it's just a lot like riding a bicycle. And the thing that we need to remember when it comes to riding a bicycle is two things really. The first thing is direction, and the second thing is momentum. We need to have some direction. We got to be going somewhere. We need to be moving somewhere. We need to know where we're going, what are we doing, what are we prioritizing. We're not just going to follow the people that are in front of us. We need to have the right direction in our lives. Ecclesiastes says there's a time for everything and a season for every activity under the heavens. So instead of trying to do everything and follow everyone and do what everyone else is doing, we need to know, God, what is the direction you need for my life? This is about choosing what we prioritize and then prioritize what we've chosen. So if we've chosen to follow Christ, we need to make sure that we're prioritizing that decision to follow Christ. That's the direction that we're going. It's the direction we're going in. When I was much younger, I was probably about 14 years old, I had a bike, and everywhere I went, I needed to use my bicycle. And there was a stage when I was dating a girl, and I needed to ride to her house to go and visit her. And the problem with this, that it took me about an hour and a half to get there. So it was commitment on another level, commitment. And then when I got there, I came and I was like, all right, I've arrived. And then she broke up with me. So you take an hour and a half to get broken up with. But you know what? We rise above our exes. We rise above. We rise above. We keep on pedaling. We keep on moving. We keep on going in the right direction. We just choose the right direction. We rise above. And the second thing is momentum. Momentum keeps us moving. So we don't stagnate. We don't stop. We keep on moving. Momentum. What does Proverbs say? Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to Him, and He will make your path straight. You see, leadership is a lot about direction. God, what is the direction we need to go in? What direction are we moving in? But then it's also momentum. We can't stop. We can't stagnate. We can't say, yes, I raised my hand, I made a decision to follow Christ, but I'm living the same way. There's got to be some momentum. We got to pedal with purpose. And I've got someone who's going to come pedal with purpose into the room right now. Come on, give Brendon a hand. He's pedaling with purpose. He's leading. He's rising. He's moving. He's going. He's going. And even though the direction changes, he keeps going. There's momentum. There's direction. Every time we rise above, we get up. And maybe sometimes we fall off of our bicycle. We get back up and we keep on pedaling with purpose. Give Brendon a hand.
That's what leadership is about. If we're not pedaling, we're not going to be able to lead. This bike is not going to go anywhere because no one's pedaling it. And if we think we're going to lead, and we might think, you know what, I need courage, I need confidence, I need a platform to lead. God is just saying pedal, and He'll direct, He'll provide the momentum, and He'll bring the outcome. We see this incredible a parable that Jesus told about the parable of the talents. There were 3 guys. God entrusted the one guy with 5 talents, the other guy with 2 talents, and the last with 1. The first 2 guys, they pedaled. They did something with what had been entrusted to them. They led, they served, they did something special. However, the last person, there was no momentum. There was no movement. There was no pedaling. And therefore, there was no outcome. He just buried his gifting. I wonder in this room if there's leaders in this room who are ready to step into all that God has for them, but the next step is just to pedal. Pedal. A parked bike doesn't go anywhere. Missed opportunities, failures, lack of leadership, but that can be changed when we just start pedaling. See, God doesn't want perfection, He just wants progress. If we're going to lead in our youth ministries, if we're going to lead in our schools, God doesn't want perfection, He just wants progress. One pedal at a time, one step at a time, one moment where we just serve a little bit later, one moment where we come to youth just a little bit earlier to help set up. That's leading. That's when God does something. He doesn't want perfection, He just wants progress. What I love about God, He doesn't expect every single one of us to make 10 talents. He doesn't expect that. He just expects us to use what He has given us. We can all lead. We can all reach people. We can all take what God has given us and do something with it. And that's what God's heart is. Just for us to do something, to lead something, to serve somewhere. I love this thought. When we pedal, God multiplies. When we sit still, nothing changes. Could there be no change in our lives because we haven't yet pedaled? Well, if we want to do something different, we need to act differently. We need to start pedaling. Even if it feels like we're not good enough, even if it feels like we don't have the right gifts, the right skill sets, nobody's ever heard my voice, nobody's ever seen me. That's not what God looks at. God looks at the heart. He's just saying, pedal. Sign up to serve somewhere. Serve on a Friday night. Then don't just stay on a Friday night, come on a Sunday night. That's a great next step, because when we step closer to Jesus, we start leading the people He's called us to lead. We know that God works through motion and He blesses obedience. So let our lives be those that is motion filled. We don't need 5 talents. We just need 1 talent that's put into motion. It's almost like an avalanche. An avalanche starts off really small, but when momentum kicks in, it leads to something really massive. So how can we apply this? You don't need to be the loudest. You don't need to be the most experienced. You just need to pedal. That's what leadership is. So say yes when somebody asks for help. Don't just wait for somebody to ask for help. Just say yes. Be consistent, as Pastor Dino was sharing. Show up early, leave late, love people, but take next steps. This is leadership. Leadership is obedience, just moving forward, 1 pedal stroke at a time. So some questions. What is your next pedal stroke? Where have you buried your talent because you thought that it wasn't enough? Leadership isn't about having it all. It's about moving with what you have. I see a room full of a lot of things that are ready to be put into motion. We just need a pedal. God steers those who are moving, not those who are standing still. Imagine if this generation rises up, stands up, and starts moving forward. Imagine what God can do. See, buried talents bless no one, but moving talents multiply.